We of the Mystic Rose Collective are here with you today to share our messages of love, peace, healing, and harmony. The message that we have for you today is one about resistance. Resistance is where you are putting blocks and barriers around the pathways to love. Resistance is when you are embodying a more fear-based mentality in energetics and not allowing for the divine to flow through you. And the way that people become into a state of resistance can vary, but the one that we want to talk with you about today is when you are feeling angry or frustrated with yourself or with somebody else, when you are in judgment, when you are having negative thoughts and feelings, these are resisting love's presence. And so this can occur with something that you wish to change in your life. For example, if you are a person who wants to quit a habit, such as smoking, for example, you are judging yourself for continuing the habit of smoking. You are worried and concerned about what it is doing to your body. You are focused on the negative impact smoking will have on you. And so all of your energy and attention is being put towards smoking is bad, and I am bad for smoking. And while there may be some truth that smoking is not the healthiest thing to do for you, what we wish to remind you is that your thoughts and your feelings create your reality. So you may question why people who have smoked for years do not get cancer. And those people, we would say, did not judge themselves for smoking. They were not angry with themselves for smoking. They accepted this about themselves and enjoyed the practice of it. And the difference between those people and the people who do develop something such as lung cancer is that there is resistance to that behavior because of the judgment that you have, because of the beliefs you have about what it will do to you. And so love's presence is not able to get through. And so when this happens, that creates a disruption in your energetic flow. Again, love's presence is meant to flow smoothly through you, through your body, and through your energy systems. And so resistance blocks up the flow. It prevents it from going at its natural rate and speed and working through you in a harmonious way. And so what we encourage you to do here is to recognize where you are in resistance with yourself and where you are in resistance with others in your life. If there is something that you wish to change about yourself, such as smoking or drinking or your eating habits or the way that your body looks and feels, or being more mindful throughout your day or a new job, any of those things, recognize where you are infusing those aspects of your life with negativity that are actually reinforcing the behaviors or the energies to continue. Another example that we will give to you is in terms of relationships. And so relationships, when you are focused on the other as being not meeting your expectations, or that you're focused on what they are not doing versus what they are doing, or you're focused on how what they are doing and their choices aren't impacting you, you again are creating resistance in that relationship. And that is not to say that people that boundaries should not be addressed. That is not to say that there should not be conversations about things that do not feel good in the relationship. But what we encourage you to do is to recognize what your role is in that dynamic with the other person. What is happening within your energetic system that is being mirrored back to you through that relationship? So if you are with somebody who is a romantic partner, but they are not super affectionate to you, and this bothers you a great deal, and you're hyper focused on how there's lack and not the amount of affection that you are seeking and that you wish were present, you are actually pushing affection away. You are energetically and sometimes verbally sending to the person, you are not giving me enough, you are not meeting my needs. And so that person, as a protective measure, continues to withhold affection. But if there was just acceptance of differences between you and love shared freely from you to the other person, you may see that the level of affection that you receive from that other person changes and shifts in a positive way. But the other aspect of this that we want to share with you is being okay regardless of what anybody else is doing in your life, and not seeing the other person in your life as your source for feeling good and feeling loved and feeling appreciated. Now, we absolutely do not want you to continue to be in physical relationships with people who actively try to make you feel unloved, unappreciated, or not good. That is not what we're saying. We're not saying to tolerate abuse, and we're not saying to stay in relationships that are truly unhealthy for you. But what we are saying is, do not look to that other person to meet your needs for love. Become the embodiment of love. Know that the divine is your true source for love, and that you have all of the love that you need within yourself, and that anybody else who comes into your life is the metaphorical cherry on top. You have already created the entire ice cream sundae because you are the embodiment of divine love. And you do not need anyone to pour that into you, but when they do, it just makes life a little bit sweeter. Because when you do not look to others to meet those needs to you, for you, then you are eliminating what we have been speaking about, that resistance. Having expectations for other people creates resistance. And we believe there is a difference between expectations and boundaries. And so the boundaries are, if you are not adding something positive to my life, then perhaps I will withdraw some of my energy and attention from this relationship. But I'm not going to have any expectations of you that you must add something positive to my life, because I am a sovereign being. I am the embodiment of love. My source is not you. My source is the divine. And I have everything that I need to live a free and fulfilling life without another person adding to it. However, it is quite lovely when another person is in resonance with you and can add to that joy and that peace and that love and that harmony that you experience in this realm. So we hope that we are making ourselves clear to you, that we are not saying things that contradict each other. We are just trying to recognize and help you see the patterns in your life where you are creating resistance to love's presence, where you are judging yourself for the behaviors that you do. You are judging perhaps your body, you're judging the way that you show up in the world, and that by being in that state of judgment, you are pushing yourself further away from the divine flow of love. And so what is needed is for you to love yourself and to love others and to appreciate and accept where you're at, to appreciate and accept where other people are at, and not try to force change to happen. Because when you are no longer in that state of resistance, you enter the divine flow and change becomes natural. So if you are a smoker who no longer wants to smoke, what we encourage you to do is to not focus on all of the negativity and the harm that you have been holding on to in terms of smoking. Accept the parts of you that believe that you need to continue smoking. Send love to those parts. Love yourself, love your body, love the habit itself, and know that when you are no longer in a state of resistance, that thing will naturally change. You will up level your vibration and you will no longer feel the need to smoke because you will be in a different frequency. But the more judgment you hold, the denser the vibration and frequency you are existing in. We know this may seem counterintuitive to the human mind, and we know that it is a concept that may take time to get used to, but our encouragement is the same. We have said this before, we will say it again. This is the most absolute divine truth that you can hold. The answer to all questions is love. And we could say it in another way. The answer to all problems is love. We love you. We love you. We love you. And with that, our message is complete.